Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining for another episode of ShotGun Q&A with Ro, and I'm your host, Ro. And today we're going to be talking to my brother, my very talented artist, entrepreneur, Lucky. Hi, Lucky. How you doing?
Hi everybody, how you doing?
Don't do that. So how you doing today? You want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what we're doing here today?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm feeling good.
Listen, there's no need to be nervous, okay? Like you are, your work gonna speak for you. We'll talk today, whatever. But like your work is gonna speak for itself. Your lucky butter, your photography, your taste in music and style. Because for a little bit there, for y'all that don't know, I've known Luck since what 2006, 2007,
Yeah.
something like that. When I was a baby, you know.
Just 20, just turning 21.
Yes, I was just 21. And so when I say this is my brother from another mother, Mister, it is the truth. This dude, we would go shopping. He would style me. This dude would always have a camera taking pictures of everybody and anybody. And his work has definitely grown since 2007. You've been doing photography ever since then. Yeah.
It started like, I would say as far back as I can remember. I've always liked pictures. I've always liked photos because photos tell a story. It's almost like I can see the movement of the picture. I can hear the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Even more so with pictures that I've taken.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear that moment. It's almost like a still. It's a still image, of course, but for me, it's like a picture, a motion picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of like iPhone, like how you have those, like if you take a picture when it's in action,
yes,
it kind of moves a little bit.
Yes,
kind of like that.
Photos when I take, yes, or when I'm re-looking at them. But yeah, it started when I was really young. My family used to call me a picture hawk because I would constantly take old pictures, like literally hoard them or collect them, store them, hide them, because I wanted to keep them.
Yeah. You like the family historian?
Actually, when it comes to a lot of the pictures between me and my grandfather, yes, we have the most photos. When it comes to, I guess, going full force with it, it actually started, like you said, I always have my camera. My first tour in Korea, 0405, it started with just me taking pictures at the club. And not like a club photographer. I always just had a pocket little point and shoot camera. Mm-hmm. And when I would get to work on Monday after the weekend, everyone would, hit up my inbox on the government computer, of course.
That's when everything was fun. Like, yes, email and stuff was fun. You would be able to send all type of stuff. Like,
yes. I would say I honestly lived for email at work. If the email went down, it was like, just let me go home for the day.
Let me home. I'm done. We're done.
Yeah, I'm done work. But yeah, everyone wanted to see the photos from the weekend, from the club, and the pictures I would take were more so about, what they had on, how they were styled, because back then, ladies dressed up going to the club. And it was a different kind of dress up than what they do now. Like they took time in their heels. It was a different kind of classiness to it. And on top of that, the environment of everybody, the presence of everybody else in the club made you want to step your game up. You know what I mean?
That's a very true statement. Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. We had our moments where, you just feel like bummy and I'm wearing sweats today. This is how I feel because it's cold outside. And literally the next weekend, it can be just as cold, but it's like, oh, I want to dress up. I want to look like something. And it it matters. It showed in their presence. It showed in how they danced that night. It showed everything. So me having my camera, I would take pictures of those moments, and everyone wanted to see for other reasons who was in the background or who the picture was of or who got caught slipping in the back, just whatever it was. But it became my thing. And fast forward, I left Korea, and I went to Japan. I still did some photos out there, but it wasn't, mind you, this is before Photoshop. I was playing with a program called Picture It. It came with like Microsoft. This is way back in the day. And so I was like kind of taking photos still, but not really, because I wasn't really going out as much. I was always TDY. I wasn't really in like a club scene or that kind of scene back then. Plus, a lot of clubs in Japan didn't really allow you to take pictures in their club. So that kind of a barrier too. But, the bass club or hanging out with friends, I would always have my camera.
Yeah.
And of course, I was always up to an impromptu photo shoot, whether the scenery was nice or my friends were dressed nice or it's a dope background, even a phone booth, just anything, you know what I mean? That kind of captured that moment, that person's personality, their style, everything. But yeah, that's kind of where it like really kind of shot off for me. A friend of mine asked me to do a photo shoot for him, and I'd never done one before. And I'm like, I didn't have a camera. I had like a little, again, my little point and shoot. So I did the photo shoot with that. And I edited the photos on that little program, Microsoft Picture It. He may or may have those photos today. That's kind of where it shot off.
Yeah.
Then Korea, after leaving Japan. Japan had amazing style. I got really big into Japanese fashion, how they wore their clothes, how they styled their clothes. Because it almost felt like Halloween or a costume party. Every night in Tokyo, it was always something different. It was like, never the same.
Was it like cosplay sometimes too? Or
before you went in Shinjuku or Harajuku, you would, if you were walking behind a couple or two individuals, you'd have to look twice and say, okay, is it two boys or is it two girls? Because they look like anime characters. Like literally, some of them get into full, I guess you would call it anime drag. Was on. Interesting to see, a different aspect, and then also how they interpreted Black culture in that country. It was really evident how Black culture was very much present in their world. Not that many Black people lived over there that I saw, other than the military, but Black influence in general, and then of course keeping in mind that I'm a representation of my people in this country. It was like, why not look good? Why not, show them this is who we are, or, whether it's style or how you carry yourself, just all of that. And then from my perspective, again, respecting their culture and photographing them in their everyday and finding the beauty in that. So yeah, fast forward, I go back to Korea, which is when I met you. And 07, 08.
Yeah.
So I met you in, oh goodness, I would say the end of 07.
It was the end of 07 because I left in 08 and we had a couple of months together, but it felt like years, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't feel like, oh yeah, just 2 months here, 2 months here. Like, no. It was...
That 1 year felt like years. I mean, you don't think you develop those kinds of bonds or connections or friendships? I would say I purposely created the friendships that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. There was something about everyone that I connected with on some level that just, I felt like they would make me a better person. Something about them would make me a better person. So why not be drawn to them?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, when I met you, it was more so your shoe game. I loved your style. I loved your energy. Just this is just fun. And then, of course, the partying we did in Korea. I don't know if we are allowed to talk about that or not, but the partying was something else. I'll like.
Listen, I felt like when we met, we had like an instant connection when it came to shoes and style and just, taste. And then it became this thing of like, I felt like I was like a little sister and you just had me like under your wing. Because you kept me out of trouble, a lot of trouble I could have got into. You was like, no, not that one. Come on here, Murph. What are you doing?
You see the light in, like I said, you see the light in people, and it's you're just drawn to it. I was drawn to you as a person. I think what it set it off, it was our mutual friend Nell was leaving, and she had a going away at her hotel. And we had a Patron party, and I finished my bottle of Patron with, I guess, a little bit of your help. What a night. But that was like when the connection was made, because she was like, oh, she's going to be gone. What am I going to do? And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to be here. So come on. I won't leave you out. I enjoy being around you. So, and you enjoy being around me. Let's keep being around each other.
Yeah.
And like I said, the connections were very genuine, and I appreciated everyone that I encountered in some shape, form, or fashion. Not everybody, but there's quite a few that I really did,
right,
and still communicate with and keep in contact with to this day, because the connection was, like I said, genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Shopping with you is great. Shopping with you is always fun. Whether we were shopping in Korea or we're shopping in England or anywhere, it was just a good time. We always made an experience out of it. Like it became an event. You know what I mean?
It became an event. It really did. And I know for me, with especially back then, like putting on clothes and stuff, it was my way to express myself. Thus, the range of expression. So like for you, styling or even like dressing up yourself and your friends and whatnot, like is that another way for you to kind of express like what's inside of you? Like, you know what, this look fresh, I'm gonna put this together, this is how I feel today, or this is how I've been feeling for the rest of this whole entire week, like I'm gonna wear all black. Like is that how it works for you?
You know what, it depends on what the event is, but I'd say most times it starts with music dictates, or whatever I'm listening to will dictate what I'm gonna put on, regardless of my mood.
Yeah.
Happy as hell and wear all black. I can be super depressed and wear all white. It's just based off of what I'm listening to when I'm getting ready or when I'm getting dressed.
That's interesting. So music is the connection for you when it comes to like your fashion decisions, I suppose, like your inspiration. Like I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Whether it's neo soul, and that was like a really big thing, it dictated a lot of my colors.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a lot of earth tones. If it were a primary color, it'd be like a green or an orange or a yellow. And transitioning from that era to, forgive me for saying his name, Kanye West.
Not forgive me. Yay.
So it's just a connection. All of the colors, even in his album artwork, made me want to wear him, Pharrell, Andre, made me want to wear colors. Mm-hmm. Never been a color. But whatever music was playing, whatever I was listening to, that pretty much dictated what I put on that night, or how I put it on that night.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to match necessarily. I just put on what I like.
Same, very much so. You know that. But I'll never forget. You was like, Earth. What? And I was like, this is how I felt. This is this is what I feel like putting on today.
Okay.
And it worked. And it worked. And that's what I love about you. Like, we just always connected on that. Or we connected with other things too, like deep down, like in-depth stuff, our conversations and background and stuff like that. But like, it was just easy being able to connect with you. And I think Korea was like the first time it actually dawned on me that you were pretty talented when it came to this, like taking pictures thing. Because yeah, you would upload pictures to Outlook and send it to everybody. And when I tell you, I still like those pictures to this day. To this day, it's the truth. They're always using throwbacks.
What I appreciate you. It means a lot to me to hear you say that. It's hard for me to look at those same photos and not get upset with myself. One, for not investing in a better camera sooner. And then two, some of the angles of the shots, like I knew what I wanted to do, but it didn't really do what I do.
You're being a tough critic on yourself. When at that time, like this was a hobby of yours. It wasn't something that you were doing for like, look at me, like look, or hey, pay me to take your pictures. Like you did it for the love of the people first, because you truly loved it. And you just wanted to capture moments. And it was a hobby that ended up turning into, down the road into something that was very profitable for you, I would assume. And yeah, so you had to start somewhere. So don't be a tough critic, that's what I'm telling you. When you're older.
What about it is that when I would take pictures and I would upload them and give them to everybody via the email or whatever media we were using.
MySpace, I don't know.
Yeah, especially MySpace. When I would go on MySpace and I could look at someone else's page, and not only is their profile picture a picture that I took of them, but when it's 8, 4, whatever, their picture is the same, a picture that I took of them. Or like watermarks to put my name on stuff. But that kind of feeling made me feel like, okay, maybe I'm pretty good at this. They like the photos. I took this seriously.
Yeah.
And I kind of just stuck with it.
Yeah. Okay. So you got serious about photography, you said in England, like when you actually started taking it, like, all right, I'm gonna take clients, like you're actually gonna pay me to take pictures. Like, yes, I love this is the passion, this is my hobby, but I know my worth. And I know my time is worth money too. So run me my coins.
I felt like that initially, but if I'm being honest, I wasn't prepared. Like I wasn't prepared to jump in the market like that. Because after the military, I went to school for photography and graphic design and learned everything that I didn't know and how much I didn't know about my camera, about how to operate my camera, what it can do, the power of lights and how they affect an image. Everything, technique, it helps shape what I do. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in this field, it's always a learning thing every single day. Every time I put on my camera, I'm doing something new, or I'm trying to do something new that I haven't done before, errors, and find that, oh, that's how you do that, or oh, this is how you do. Mental note, write that down. You kind of it's like a thing every single time. Even to this day, I still get anxiety before every photo shoot.
I mean, that's a good thing, like having that feeling of like, oh no, like I'm falling from the sky, I want this to go well. That's good, because that means like you're humble and you don't have this huge ego, although you should, because your work is pretty impeccable. Because not only you take pictures, and the angles, and you have themes, and like, so you're like a creative director too, like deep down inside as well. Because you do take themes, and sometimes you'll dress, whoever your client is for the moment or for that time period, and like, you just don't sit behind the camera. Like you actually have a vision as well. That's what I'm saying. And so
it's a collaboration always with whoever I'm photographing. How many looks do you have? seeing the looks they have, and then again, how do you want the images to look? Like, are you going to attic? Do you want something with a lot of color? Do you want something, outside? Do you want studio lighting, where it's constant, which is always easier? Outside is always fun because literally any direction you turn, it's a different background, it's a different scene. So you can simply you're standing in one spot if you're good. Basically what they want.
Yeah.
And trying to the life on camera.
Yeah. And then you take your time to edit the photos as well. And like your final product, to me, like when I see it, it's like literally like art. Like it's not just a photo, it's like you turn it into something else. Like it transforms into like another level of artistic expression. Because you put color in there sometimes, you'll put different shapes in there sometimes, you'll change the colors of like your subject and their clothes sometimes, and like it's just amazing what you do with Photoshop. Like I play around with Photoshop and I have no idea what I'm doing, so I know it took some time for you to like go in there and learn.
When I first started, looking back at the work, it was more about just seeing what buttons and what functions do in the program, because it's like limitless. You can create a gazillion and one things in Photoshop, whether it's from a blank canvas or from manipulating a photo. You turn into I don't want to think that I make people look unrealistic when I manipulate a photo or I'm editing a person, because I prefer to just shoot people and I'm editing their clothing. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to match. They can be in mismatch anything. I can make the clothing tie together with color, changing the top or bottom of another, or making it black and white and keeping the person in color. It's a matter of how you play with the photo. That to me is like where the creativity is. Like, what all can you do with this? And I don't make it realistic. I always ask anyone when I'm shooting a client, it's almost like doing cosmetic surgery. In a sense, I ask them, okay, what do you dislike about yourself? And this is a personal question that I have to ask to them, because I'm going to be photographing you, whether it's me and them one-on-one, or they, bring their entourage with them and they're sitting in the background, as long as they're comfortable. I need to know what angles about them they're not comfortable with. For some people, they're subconscious about their arms, or how their neck or their chin looks, or even discoloration in their skin. So those things I keep in mind when I'm shooting, whether it's how I light them, how I pose them, what they wear. Those things matter to give them, one, the best poses, and then two, as many options and looks as possible, every time that light flashes in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And that they feel good.
Yeah, and it makes for like a more intimate and personal session with the photographer for you to care that much to ask those questions, because some people, let's be real, like they just want a buck. So they're gonna take those pictures, for like an hour, 2 hours, however long you decide to shoot. And then they go on by their business and edit, and then you'll get your however many brushed, polished photos. But the fact that you ask those questions means like you actually care about your client, like you care about, like how they feel. And because if you're confident and you feel good, like you're gonna shoot good. And it's not just getting a not a check, but getting a coin for you. It's about the whole experience. So, and I've experienced it before you became like super, pro at what you do with photography. When you had your little camera, and I felt that same thing. So I can definitely see how people would want to come back to you, asking, a client. I would.
It always feels good. It feels good when they're referred by somebody else to come and allow me to photograph them. I get some gratitude just in the challenge of, okay, this is a new client, this is a new idea. What do they want, and how am I going to make this? How am I going to manifest this into real life? How am I going to make it real? That's always the challenge and the excitement of it. Yeah, like I said, more than anything, it's about them and how they feel. So even throughout the shoot, like I'll take the camera off my neck and hey, check these out. And then I'll tell them, ahead of time. Or one thing about me, if anyone's ever booking me, because I got to put my name on that. And I'm not going to present something that's not aesthetically pleasing to my eye and make them look bad or make them look any kind of way other than, for lack of better words, perfect. Perfection is not a real thing. Hence, we're talking about Photoshop and how you manipulate photos. When it came to creating a skincare line, it was kind of like a second nature thing. Like I was able to, I had the idea, the vision of how I wanted it to look, how I wanted to present. And I knew that I could Photoshop well enough or edit well enough to make it look realistic with using, a series of maybe 6 or 7 pictures. Just in how you set up and arrange it. And it kind of came in handy because I didn't have to pay anybody to do what I already knew how to do myself. And I had the equipment to do.
I mean, that's the best feelings. Like, look, I ain't gotta pay nobody to do this because I know how to do it. And I'm glad you brought up your skincare line. Matter of fact, I got some right here. It's called Lucky Butter. You want to talk a little bit about that? Like, how did you even get into, like, I don't know if y'all can see that, but this is hibiscus and mango. And I purposely didn't put any on just so you guys can see the shine. So I just got out the shower. And I usually put it right on as soon as I get out. But I was like, let me do this for the camera.
Right on.
I don't know if y'all can see the shine.
Your nails are nice.
Thank you. Also, someone else that I just interviewed as well last month, Mahogany. Go show her, go follow her. She's an awesome nail tech. Shameless plug.
Those are nice. How I got into it.
It smells so amazing.
Being overseas and living in different countries, especially in Europe, the water is really hard. Well, Korea, the water is difficult. Not just hard, it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? On the skin.
Look at that shine.
Okay.
I get the elbows. It was ashy, so my skin's real dry. I ain't putting on. I usually put it as soon as I get out the shower. But I was like, let me be dry for my friend.
I appreciate it. Joe. Now the water here was the water overseas and currently in Arizona was really, really hard. And prior to even thinking of creating this, I used to have really, really bad skin. Really bad skin.
Define bad skin. Like did you have eczema? Because I suffer from eczema as well.
Not acne.
Acne, okay.
And the scarring that it would leave. You know what I mean? The acne scars.
Feels so good.
But yeah, between that and the hard water, it was a task trying to keep my skin regulated because I didn't want to use products that were too oily, would clog my pores, or was too heavy, and my skin, really couldn't breathe. It's kind of like I put rubber cement, over my legs trying to keep it moisturized, over my body to keep it moisturized, and it just wasn't working. And I was sitting down one day and doing some research on body butters. What do they consist of? I'd always purchased them, but was always hit and miss because either they were too feminine in their scent, or they had like some kind of glitter dust in it. It was almost gimmicky. It felt gimmicky versus what does it do for my skin, and how long does it, you know what I mean? And how does it smell? With my skin pH, my body pH, like how does that work? And it was hit and miss. And I just sat and just thought about how to create my own. So I did some research. It took about a year to get the formula right. And I say a year because, I'd make a batch and I would use it for a month, 2 months, depending on how much I made. I would let, neighbors try it out. random people try out the product, give me their feedback, and once I got it to where I liked it, and the feedback was improving, whether they said, "Oh, it was too heavy," or it needed more of this or less of this. The main thing was it needed more fragrance. I didn't want it to be heavily fragranced, like something you would get from Bath and Body Works, because it's not supposed to mask your, odor or anything like that. It really is for your skin. I wanted to create something that was organic. It didn't have any alcohols in it because alcohol dries people's skin out. And being a person of color, add things that our skin typically lacks, like vitamin D, vitamin E, almond oil, some vitamin C, tea tree oil, and then of course our cocoa butter, shea butters, avocado oils, almond oils. Getting the right balance of those things, and it sounds like a lot, but I assure you that you don't need a lot on your body.
You don't.
Long way, and it's very, very light on the skin.
I get compliments on how I smell often, like especially when I wear my body butter. Like my loctician, she gives me like this oil for my hair, so I do smell like tea tree and like everything she puts in that. But then I also, for the majority of my body, I'm wearing Lucky Butter, and I get compliments all the time. And when I tell you, and I'm not just saying this because you're my friend, I love you, but like, I mean, the proof is in the usage. I keep this everywhere with me in my car. I have it on my desk at work, right next to my Fenty lip gloss.
Right on, Fenty.
You're never gonna catch me dry. You're never gonna catch me dry. But it's just a testament to the product that you've created, and I'm like super proud of you with this product, and the fact that you've like continued to do it. And at one point you was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this, but continue, because I'm a returning customer.
Thank you. I always enjoy seeing repeat customers. It shows on my website on my end when I'm, filling the orders, they've purchased or how much they spent, and it's kind of like, hats off to everyone who supports Lucky Butter. I really appreciate you. I really do it for the people because I'm all about great skin, and who doesn't want nice skin? So if you don't have some, get some. It's handmade.
It's handmade, packaged up by himself, and it doesn't take long to get to you, because I'm all the way in Hawaii, and I place an order in, he mails it in, and I get it like within, if anything, like within a week.
So yeah, I everyone who supports it comes in 5 cents now, and you can get it on Shopify. Lucky Butter, and it's spelled so you get spelling right. It is Lcukie butter, butter, as one word. Yeah, please support. I greatly appreciate it.
And the fact that it has like, shea butter, and like I use it in my hair too. Like I use it in my hair. I use it from top to bottom, and I have had no issues. And when I say this particular flavor scent, this is mango, it has me by my locks and my edges.
You always say that.
and I like your other, smells as well, but like this right here with my pH balance, like I'm like, is that me smelling great? Of course it is. It's me. But I just love it.
I enjoy the mango. Well, I mean, I create all the scents. I think it's the season that I'm wearing them. Like in the summertime, I'm hibiscus and mango and lemongrass and lavender.
I actually like that too. Even though I don't wear like this, I like that smell as well.
Yeah, in the wintertime, I typically do like not the hibiscus and mango, the cinnamon and sandalwood. Good Luck is all year round for me.
Now, I like your other your other smells as well? Because they're like very they don't smell too feminine. They smell like very masculine. So like my husband, he'll wear it, and I'm like, man, it smells good. You know, like a grown ass man, he like, all right, I need my Lucky Butter. Like we stay up on it. When I tell you, like, this is not a lie. This is not a pay ad. Like legit.
You know what? Being a part of the LGBTQ community and knowing lots of people within the community, that also played a part in the creation of the product. I have a lot of heterosexual, straight male friends, guys, that want nice skin, but they don't want to go into Bath and Body Works and purchase it. They don't want to walk through the girls section or Victoria's Secrets. Like they don't want to purchase it through there. So they resort to what they see in the store, a Jergens, a Suave, or whatever. So I was like, okay. And then I also have female friends that are lesbian, and they're more of the masculine type. They don't want to smell girly either, but they still want a nice product to put on their skin. How do I appeal? Well, the trick was, how do I appeal to both audiences? And still let, you know, girly girls still like it, and masculine guys like it, because you can apply it, again, to your beard if you have really coarse beard hair, if you have dandruff, or if you just want to moisturize your scalp or body. I want to make it as unisex as possible, so that it didn't really matter which scent you got. It was just, they're all designed for you. It's for everybody. Yeah.
So you do have a new scent. I haven't gotten a chance to smell it yet. You said Vibes.
Yes. It's of papaya and black orchid. So it's sweet smelling, but not like candy. It smells tropical.
Okay. Is it?
And the black orchid kind of it balances, you know, the sweetness out where it's not overpowering, because cocoa also kind of sweet and smelling as well. Cool balance.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to smell it. I love the marketing. I mean, also you're a photographer and you're like super dope in Photoshop, that you're able to do your marketing for your brand. Like, look at that coming full circle. Look at that.
I launched it the right way, and I didn't want to just put it out there without, you know, some good advertising or some good pictures to, you know, draw the audience in and make them like, what's this? Or I like her picture. What is she selling? And then of course the girl herself that shopped the campaign for me. But the fact that she liked my product and really enjoyed it and became a repeat customer, you know what I'm saying? I gifted her some just in passing. I figured she would like to try it. And like the next week when I saw her, she was like, how can I buy this? Where can I buy this?
And that's what I love about you too, because like you don't have samples on you and you'll like just give it to somebody to try, like, you know, because you genuinely want people to like the product, and if they like it, they'll come and, you know, they'll get it from you, they'll purchase. And I don't know, I love that, because I mean, you've told me about things like that you do, not just for this, but like all the time. And I'm like, that's pretty a genuine gesture.
Well, you know, I look at it like this: how many people shop in Costco or places like that have samples in the store? And you'll buy, you'll buy a sample because it's free. Yeah. And as you're trying the sample, whether you're eating it or applying it or whatever, you're gonna be like, oh, this is really good, or oh, that was really good. Let me go back and pick some of those up. That's kind of been the experience in a lot of cases. Because I don't mind, you know, gifting it. Try this.
Yeah. I love that.
Right.
So just a few questions. A lot of these questions you probably already you know, talked about, so I'll pass on those. But, you know, these questions was created just to get to the nitty-gritty of you as a person, like who you are, and, you know, your brand and what you represent and how you express yourself, because this is not just a conversation. This is a Q&A to like back my brand range of expression, like how you choose to express yourself artistically, that sort of thing. So it'll be real quick. No pressure.
Right.
If you guys take some time to think about it, that's cool too.
No. I'm gonna go quick with you.
Okay. So let's see. In your opinion, what has been your best work? Rather it be photography, or it could be your lucky butter, like as far as your best scent that you think that you've created.
My best work to me right now is still the picture that I manipulated of myself. There's two of me in the picture, and my arm is over the other person, well, the other me. That's still to me like my greatest piece that I've done.
Yeah. And what about it makes it your best piece? Is it like yeah, I'll let you kind of expound on that.
It was well thought, and it took me a minute to execute it, and I was proud about the execution and how it's together.
Yeah. You had a vision and it came out exactly how you envisioned it.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Who inspires you, if there's a person?
Other Black creators.
Okay.
Everything about them, from what they create, how they market, people that support them, the way that they make their product a need. It's like they're really great inventions, really great, creations. Whether it's other skincare lines, whether they have, sugar scrubs, body scrubs, like candles. Like, I support other Black entrepreneurs, other Black business owners. They inspire me.
Yes. Good. They inspire me too, which is why we have these type of interviews happening, because I want to support and push and say, hey guys, follow this person. They got some dope stuff going on. Buy from them.
I love content creators. I love people that are social media savvy, market themselves, whether it's through comedy or their interviews. I look at them versus bigger names because they ask questions that I would ask, or they are more.
Yeah. Okay. If there was one artist of any genre you would collaborate with, who would it be and why?
Naomi Campbell.
Okay.
That is
Naomi.
That is the ultimate dream of dreams for me. One, to photograph her, like do a shoot for Naomi Campbell, and then on top of that, she's wearing my product in the shoot.
So Naomi, if you just happen to see this by something like weird happenstance, like hit up my boy Lux. He loves you.
The same photo shoot set with her, just to see her work. Like, but that's my dream.
I ain't gonna front, man. She's still killing it. Like, killing it. Still, I'm like, dang. Hopefully, I'll look just, if not, a little piece of good when I'm
Me too.
starting. Yeah. Okay, good answer. Let's see. Where can we find your work?
You can find Lucky Butter products on Lucky Butter at Shopify. We accept all major forms of payment, even PayPal, Apple Pay. You can also check it out via Instagram and Twitter, both Lucky Butter. That's the handle. For photography, it's Lucky One, and that's spelled Lcukie, the number 1, and that's on Instagram, or Lucky Pics on Facebook. They're both tied to each other, so if you hit one, you'll hit them all. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you didn't write that down, all of the links will be in the bio for this video on YouTube, and also on the ROE platform. You'll see all of his links, all of his work, all of his marketing on my platform for the duration of the month of November, because he is my November's Range of Expression Artist Entrepreneur of the Month.
Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome. Love you. Okay. Now that we know where your links are and like where your work is, how can we show you love and support you in your businesses and your art?
I'm always down to do photo shoots. I am able to travel. I don't mind traveling to do great work and create, images for any event, whether it's album artwork, a lot of artists, other artists that, are musicians, or they want wedding photos done, or they're creating their own site. I'm always down for other creatives. Do Lucky Butter. Purchase some. You'll be glad you did. Your skin will thank you. You can thank me later. I assure you it's a great product. And yeah, don't just buy one, buy two and give one to a friend. Don't leave them hanging.
Oh, and also leave reviews.
Leave reviews.
Some reviews if you like the product, if you love how it makes your skin feel, if you got some testimonies, like please hit him up in his DMs or just on any platforms that he has. Just
email me. If any feedback at luckybutter on yahoo.com. That's the email address. More than welcome. I love feedback. I love the interaction, to make me better. If you enjoy the product and you want to just show some love, I appreciate that as well. It's always welcomed. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Cool beans. All right. What does success mean to you?
It's a feeling. It's a feeling when you've laid on the floor and you cried because your vision isn't going the right way and you want to give up and you've given it your all. And just at that moment when you're about to say, fuck it, universe shifts in your favor. That's success. It's just a matter of perspective and how you look at it. If it makes you happy, you're successful.
Yes.
If others admire, bonus. But if it makes you happy.
I love that answer because success does look different for people, everybody. And that's a good answer because society's version of success is not always the right way to go. And if you're content with yourself, if you've gone through some obstacles and finally things turn around in your favor, I agree, that's success. So thank you for your answer for that one.
You're welcome.
For that question. Okay. What does life mean to you?
Knowing that you have a purpose every single day. It's almost like, for lack of better words, a game. Mm-hmm. But what's the purpose of today? What's your goal? Did you complete it? Do you feel like you were purposeful, useful today? Even if you're sitting on the couch being lazy. Mm-hmm. Today, did you accomplish it? Did you live?
Because you lived. You're not about to make me cry today. I'm not doing it. That was not your intent, but
sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you. And then for our final question of the Q&A portion, do you have any words of advice for other inspiring creators or entrepreneurs?
Yes. Be present. Show up. And the first person you show up for is the first person you see when you walk into the bathroom and look in the mirror. Show up for that person. Show up. And whatever that feels like, whether it's in your clothing, whether it's in your creation, in your music, in how you're going to operate today. Mm-hmm. Be, what's the word? not confident, to be purposeful in your intent on what you want to put into the universe.
That's good. That's a really good answer. I love that.
Thanks.
I mean, it's not minute. That's like that can be a very layered conversation, but I'll just leave it where it is. That's your answer, and we don't gotta dive into it. But thank you for answering our questions today for the Q&A portion. So that is done. But we can continue the conversation if you want. If not, this can be the end. I definitely wanted to take the time to say thank you for sitting down with me today. Just to take the time, just to have a genuine conversation and answer some questions and talk about your product, because you didn't have to do it, but you did. So I greatly appreciate you taking the time out, and I love you, and I will always support you. So I appreciate
that. It is definitely my pleasure. This has been a great experience. I'm happy to get the exposure, because you could have picked anybody else on the planet and you chose me. So thank you.
I mean, why not? Like, that's, to know me is to know that I will always support the people that I love first. But I will support anyone that's doing great things. If they have good products, if they have good art or whatever, I'm going to be rooting for you. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm rooting for everybody Black, because I root for everyone. I root for everyone. I really do. So yeah, that's what I wanted. That's the intent on doing this, and to push the artist of the month, is because I wanted to embody how I am as a person into a brand, and that's what this is. So it's my way of giving back to, I guess, the world in some way, shape, or form. And I just hope that people will follow and share and like your pages, and they add to your follower count, and that you get more traffic when it comes to all your businesses and stuff that you have going on. Because you are good at what you do. And I'm not just saying this because I've known you since 2008 and because you're my brother, but because I literally use the products.
Yes. Stay with the butter.
Use the products, and have experienced your ways in photography as well. And I've just always been a fan, sitting on the sidelines. So yes.
Well, thank you, baby.
You're welcome, love. You're welcome.
Thank y'all.
If you stayed about this long, thank you for listening today, watching. Please follow my brother on all of his platforms for Lucky Butter and for his photography as well. And if you happen to have any type of thing that you just need some insight on when it comes to photography, or you have any ideas for more sense, just reach out to Lucky, and I'm pretty sure he will respond, because he's that type of person. He ain't gonna leave you on read. Leave you on red.
I will leave you on red.
Okay. You have any other words, thoughts, anything for the audience?
Be blessed.
Be blessed.
Be kind to each other.
Be present.
Be present.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.